Okay, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It's 9 p.m. on the East Coast. That means it's time for another episode of Shop Talk. And tonight's show is going to be a little bit different. We're actually coming to you live from the Chicagoland Speedway. New twist. I'm Chris with Cycle Source Magazine. I'm joined by my co-host, not Ken Coney. I got Rob Bidos in the house tonight. What's up, Rob?
Chris, how you doing? It is a special night. We're here at NASCAR. We're mixing it up. We've got a whole green room full of motocross superstars that have decided to come out here and enjoy a little NASCAR, race some pit bikes, and just have a good time.
Now, you guys have been watching our social media. You know that for the last couple of days here, we're posting the events that are going to happen here this weekend. On top of the NASCAR race, there's Pit Bike Mania hitting the Chicagoland Speedway. Tell everybody what's up.
Well, what we did was taking kind of what's going on in the backyards at barbecues across the world at motocross tracks. Everybody's got a whole garage full of pit bikes. They get their buddies together, go out and mix it up. Well, there's about 25 or 30,000 fans here at NASCAR that need entertained. So they brought us in after watching what was done at the Motocross of Nations at Redbud. And in some inclement weather, which we may experience here this weekend, but fingers crossed we don't, like I said, we assembled 10 individuals that are going to put on not only a knockdown, drag-out brawl for you, but they're going to entertain the heck out of the crowd. And I think the crowd will go bananas when they actually hear the lineup of people that'll be competing. And I bet a lot of them end up coming out here buying a ticket just so they can get an autograph.
Now, listen, I got to tell you guys something. Okay, so you've been watching. We do the mini bike drag races at different events. We were just at Motoblot with that. We do the mini bike flat track racing, and that's all fun. And it's usually drunk people having a good time on motorcycles. But this is like no joke, dude. I looked at some of you guys' Facebook pages, and like I saw some of the pit bike stuff you're doing. Yeah. Yeah, it was every one of you.
You mean you were looking at Kyle Vance's Instagram and watching him throw down? Yeah,
I was
he's lit it up.
Like
lit it up recently over the last few days.
Busting doubles like they're serious about it.
Can I give you the lineup?
Good.
You think the people want to know? They'll probably be chiming in, wanting questions. We'll kick it off with the last rider to get signed on to the program. He was a guy that I've known for a long time. I needed a 10th rider. We thought about maybe having an individual race and trying to find somebody, but we went with a little bit of a seasoned-up veteran. He comes out of the Pacific Northwest. His name's Dan Fitch. He'll be down here competing. After that, I decided that we should load it up with actual big-time celebrities. So we kicked it off with Ryan Villapoto, who's been doing all kind of social media here. He's coming in. It was part of the winning Motocross of Nations team at Redbud. After him, we brought in his teammates, where I don't think they've ever really thrown down on the track at the same time. I have Carson Brown and Willie Browning that'll be battling it out. Then I went back and I said, let me get some of the big-name superstars that made a big impact on the sport through the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. So I got Jeff Stanton, Damon Bradshaw, Mike Brown, Gary Semix. I mentioned Kyle Vance earlier. Then I wanted to sprinkle a little star power in there. So we got Taylor Kinney from Chicago Fire, and my stepdaughter gets excited because he was on the Vampire Diaries as well.
Right on.
So he's going to be out there throwing down over the course of the weekend. Big names in all the aspects.
Yeah, dude, this is pretty awesome. Hey, real quick, I want to tell you guys, you're watching Shop Talk tonight live from the Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio. We thank the guys over at Russ Brown for letting us bring this to you every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the important thing to remember here, Shop Talk is not just a program where we're out here entertaining you. We expect you to take part in the conversation. So you see the box off to my left there. We're looking for your input on social media. We always do. We'll bring up your questions and your comments as we're cycling through the guests tonight. And as always, the lovely Heather is off to the side here, and she's going to bring in some of your social media right now.
You always catch me off guard.
Well, it's the show. Like, we got an hour and a half to get it done here.
Whatever. All right, so far we have Whispering Wolf is in the house. Hey, how you doing? Tim, I can't say your name, Tim. Hey, from Sacramento, you guys rock. Billy Williams, Ashley Woodford, Buell Brothers and Sisters Racing is in the house.
And we're all just out at the Born Free.
Yeah, Jack Mason is here. Jack is Mason Brothers Racing, our hill climb / mini bike racers from Laconia.
Yeah.
He's in the house watching us. Somebody just said you have to clean your truck, Chris.
I know, my truck is filthy dirty. So listen, that's the point of that, man, is social media is part of our show every week. We're looking to bring you into the show too. So get your questions ready, and as soon as we get up here with our guests, we'll let you be part of the action.
Well, before we do that, I think I forgot somebody too.
Go ahead.
Can you believe it? I didn't even look over my shoulder. Gary Semix is here too.
You said Gary.
I did? Phew, I thought I didn't for a minute. Can we introduce our guest?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. When I first met this guy, 125s were still the rage. Everybody was on a 125, was holding the thing wide open. You had Travis Pastrana out there who was doing pretty good. Then you brought Grant Langston over, the world champion, the Zulu Warrior, and they brought him over on KTM, pretty much a works machine. And he went head-to-head with my friend and our first guest in the studio, Mike Brown. Mike, how you doing, my friend?
I'm great. Glad to be here. Nervous than I've ever been.
Why are you nervous? How many times have come here? How many times have you and I
many
said?
fast people.
There's a lot of fast. You're fast. You raced. You were telling me you raced a national in Canada a short time ago. One thing people should know: motocross, you get a chance to turn pro at 16 years old. A lot of guys take it up into their mid to late 20s, and they decide that that's a career after pretty much going through into the entire world of suffering all through the summer for quite a while. You're slightly past 27. What are you?
May the 1st, I'll turn 28.
28. You'll be 28 on May the 1st, plus another 20.
Plus another 20.
So 48 years old. 48 years young, because you keep it young.
No, I do.
I know you do. All right, so what is it? What is it about motocross you can't even walk away from? I don't ever want to retire.
No, that's all I know. I have fun, enjoy doing it. That's the main thing is being around the kids. I think that's where I stayed young. I never stopped. A lot of these guys, they do get burned down on it. I just kept riding and try to adapt to the speed, the style of the new young guys, and just kept riding. I didn't never stop, and I went from motocross, thought I was quitting until I got a call from off-road team and went there for 10 years, and then kept me going until now.
So you've done off-road endurocross, you've done motocross. Obviously, I know that you're a pretty accomplished flat track racer. The flat track guys don't know that yet, but you are. Have you done road racing?
No, never. Just on the street.
Just on the street.
Yeah,
Unofficial.
that's right.
Really?
But no helmet on.
Well, safety first then. You've always been about safety. What do you have going on? I mean, I know that you've recently partnered up with Yamaha, right?
Yeah, this year, kind of a small deal coming in, a last minute kind of a deal. But yeah, glad to be with those guys. I think I would have been done racing now if it wasn't for them guys stepping in to help me and doing stuff like this. If I was on the other brand, it wouldn't be happening. So it's good to be with those guys. They have a lot of product. I like 2-strokes, 4-strokes, still mugging, and it's part of being. I mean, that's me. I like riding all types of bikes.
They let you go down and get watercraft and all that stuff?
No.
Snowmobiles?
Just only if I get on Villapoto's program.
Oh, if you're on Villapoto's program, you back up your Sprinter van, they put a 125 in it, and then you leave, and then you bring it back because he doesn't have a garage. How is the guy that has all these, doesn't even have a garage?
You don't have to have a mechanic then.
Jeez, he got Snikey.
I know, but yeah, he just drops it off.
Well, listen, man, I've been a fan of yours for a long time, dude, and it's so good to hear you say that about, it's the kids and the community and stuff around the track that keeps you coming back to it, because that's really the best part of the whole thing,
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the results, like I was at a race this weekend, and it was all older guys racing, and you never see no young kids coming up, and that's not good for the sport, you know what I mean? It's the biggest class is a 25, 30, 35, and then there's like three kids in the 65 and 80s. It's not good for the sport, so I've been out trying to help kids get into it, trying to help them learn to ride safe. The parents is a big thing. You're not getting a dirt bike, you're not doing this, so I'm one of those parents too. My kids don't ride, so I'm scared of that. But
you're trying to make sure that everybody else's kids rides,
right,
and yours are basketball players and wrestlers.
No, stay away from the track. No, it is, but it's like nobody's coming up really, and it's bad for their sport.
Well, I know that it's taken some different terms, the ebbs and flows. There was in the 70s when every kid on the block had an XR75, and then it went through a little bit, and then you kind of started seeing it dipping for a minute, come back, and we were talking about it today. Chris and I were, and for a long time, people keep chasing. How do we get millennials involved? How do we get? And they're spending millions and millions of dollars trying to figure it out.
Literally.
Here's what it is: if they don't want to do it, and you've showed it to them, and you've explained it to them, and you let them try it, find somebody else that does want to do it.
Yeah.
There's this core group of people that want to do it. I think, me personally, if you're like motorcycles and you happen to spend your own money and buy a new one, I bet you talk 3 other people into buying them because you want them to come with you and enjoy it.
Right. Yeah.
So I know they chase the millennial guys, and if they want to do, and girls, and if they want to ride, awesome, please come and do it. But if you don't, let's start spending some money back on the people that are really spending the money on the sport. And if it's a little bit older person, heck, I mean, when my parents were younger, I remember 50 years old being like, you were kind of close to retirement at 50 years old. You can't afford to retire at 50 years old. You kidding?
Yeah.
You got to work till you're 75, so you might as well have some fun stuff to do for another 25 years.
Well, it's like this race for the kids, you know. All the kids will be seeing this. They probably never around dirt bikes or around cars their whole life, seeing NASCAR. So for kids seeing this, hopefully they're out getting a motorcycle next week. You know, that's the thing about this little bikes. They can see it going around, having fun, you know, riding, and hopefully that carries over to the kids saying, Mom, Dad, let's get a bike.
Well, if you guys are out there at home in our neighborhood, I don't even know who owned the first Mini Trail 50 because everybody in the neighborhood eventually owned it for about a year.
Yeah.
And then it was down the street at this garage, and then you'd find the key and run it down to this house and give it. And it's like that's how it went. But I get it; things are different.
Yeah,
you're
know
doing
what, man?
more stuff.
I wonder how much of it really in that generation too is the virtual world. You know what I mean? How many people are doing those rides and drives and stuff like this? And I mean, they're going to come out. They're going to come out of the other side of that looking for the real world experience too. But I wonder how much that plays a part in it.
Oh, I think that's 100% of it. Is the games these days. You know, nobody wants to go outside. When I was a kid, you didn't have that, and a lot of these guys didn't. And then you was out playing in the streams, the water, whatever you could get in. And BMX bike, you don't even see kids riding BMX bikes anymore. The track's closed down because there's no kids out there.
Oh, helmets and geared up, and that's on a Strider. You know, I'm like,
right.
I don't think my parents liked me. No car seat. I'd run around in the back seat, jump in the front. Here's your bicycle. Go ride. Any rules? Nope. You know, just we don't want to know what you did today.
Yeah, and a lot of that's what you got from the parents too, was go play outside.
Yeah.
Well, just go do something. Go find some of the neighbor kids. Go fish and go do something.
That's right.
So our 5-year-old grandson had his first case of road rash the other day from his little electric dirt bike we bought him. He shows me the picture. I'm like, that's cool. Chicks dig scars. And he's like, all right, Nona.
He's all tough about it. He's like, yeah.
That's a badge of honor.
Right
We've
on.
got so many people I know that we have to funnel through. What's next for you besides Chicagoland Pit Bike, and what are some of the people that have really stayed behind you through your whole career?
Next races for me, I'm starting at Millville on 125, doing those races. And then Loretta Lynn's coming up 1st of August. And after that, I'm doing MX Destinations vet race in England for that.
Oh, right
We do
on.
every year, so that's one of the funnest races to do there. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Just doing a few schools here and there and riding motorcycles.
Good. Now let your kids ride a little bit.
No.
Just a little.
No. No, they do. They enjoy it. But the little one, he would be here right now if I'd let him. But my wife keeps them busy doing their thing, so it's up to them.
We're right on. Well, we got to move on to the next member of the All-Star lineup. And I guess he's sitting right there, and he knows more about NASCAR than I bet almost anybody in this room, so should we bring him in? If we had an applause meter, we should probably turn it on right now. Do we have one of those?
No, we don't.
All right, well, he's
I'm
one
a
of the
loser.
winningest individuals to ever throw his leg over a motorcycle. He's won world championships in a monster truck, and heck, he's kind of all over the place. How about a nice in-studio round of applause for Damon Bradshaw? This is the biggest studio audience we've ever had, too, huh?
Oh, dude, it is.
Well, since I've been hanging out with you. You have the big live ones, but we're actually in a studio, so we have a studio audience.
Live shows are the best. Live shows are the best.
How are you?
I'm good.
All
Good
right.
to be here.
Now, you know a lot about NASCAR racing because your family is involved in NASCAR racing.
Well, I don't know how much I know about it. Obviously, I grew up in that part of the country and would, run into guys, whether it was in the gym or in a local restaurant. So, yeah, I got to know them, but obviously a lot of those faces have changed over the years. But, yeah, my parents have been involved now for, almost 13 years now. So it's nice to be able to come and do an event here at Chicagoland and see all these guys get to ride pit bikes and have a little war going on, and then also get to visit with my parents.
Well, the funniest thing about the whole lead up to the thing was there was a lot of videos going out. Ryan Villapoto said you actually had the best video that he put out there. So that you got to win already.
Well, it's, we got to make it fun. I mean, that's what it's about is, getting people, just like, Brownie said, getting people involved in riding. And I think some of these guys' kids that maybe don't know about it, that spend their time in the driver lots riding their bicycles. So I think getting them out, getting some of the drivers and some of the crew chiefs involved is it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a great time. What we have planned, folks, is we have a race tomorrow evening. It'll be before the truck event, and that'll be nice. I think people will come check it out. Then before the Xfinity race, we have another race where you guys will be a little more accustomed to what's going on, and Now there will actually be a moto in the book, so you have something to work on. Then we're going to team you up with part of the NASCAR world. Then some of the elites of NASCAR, Jimmy Johnson and
Dude,
Blaney.
I don't even know how you pulled this
and
off.
Ricky Stenhouse, they're going to come over and do it. And before we're all said and done, we're going to be on NBC television, and not Sports 1 or Channel 59. We're going to be on NBC TV, and they're going to be showing all you crazy guys racing pit bikes. I think this is going to be pretty good.
It's going to be exciting to race and ride with a lot of these guys. Obviously, some of them are half of some of our ages, but it's cool to bring different disciplines in. I mean, I haven't spent a lot of time on a pit bike. I've ridden them a few times, so that always makes it fun. But I think the cool thing is to see some of the drivers get out there and battle it out. I'm kind of looking forward to watching that as well. I'm just hoping Boyer will come over. I'm hoping that the whole shot didn't scare him at Supercross.
We might have to set up some kind of barrier there as a little catch basin for him. They brought that in Supercross. Maybe we need it out here.
Yeah,
If Boyer's going to do it.
Well, he wanted to win. Did whatever it was going to take to win.
He was going to do that. Speaking of winning, you won a ton of races as a motocross racer in the 125, 250, and you even rode what Yamaha had for an open bike back in the day. But now you're an ambassador, and you basically travel to the races, and you get a chance to mingle with whether it's a dealer or a customer, and that's like one of those give back kind of things that
Absolutely.
Tell us a bit about that.
It is. When I retired, I moved on. I didn't really do that tour or that fan thank you type tour, but yeah, I enjoy my position with WPS and Fly Racing. I get to go around and visit with our dealers. I get to ride with them, whether it's adventure bikes, moto, or off-road. So I don't do a lot of racing, but I still do a lot of riding, and I still enjoy it. And it's fun to go around and hear these guys' stories from when maybe they watched me ride, or maybe they're a kid that never watched me ride that watched it on YouTube. So I like doing that. I enjoy my position, and we do each year we're adding more ride days. So it's trying to get people more involved, I think, in two wheels. I mean, I enjoy four wheels as well, but it's kind of that full circle thing. I'm glad to be back with two wheels.
One of my favorite races of yours, I think I was one of the 12 people that was in the audience that night, the '89 Miami Supercross.
Yeah, I remember.
There was nobody there. I remember walking around. I was there with Fred Andrews, because he lived by me, and I'm sitting in row 4, row 11. There was nobody in the race. Falls down 3 times and wins it. Oh, it was ridiculous.
Dude.
Place went bananas. I think it was the last race Ricky Johnson won before Storbeck broke his wrist. There was a lot of stuff, and it was like a white. The track looked white, didn't it?
Yeah,
it was like a white sandy.
super soft. I mean, you could stand on the track here and it would roll out there. But yeah, that's one of those memorable races that people have to tell stories about. I enjoy that.
They had to watch it on TV. I was there. It was good.
Yeah,
it was super good.
I want to know how do you motivate yourself after not the first time you fall down in a big race, the second time, a third time. What do you possibly put through your head to go, yeah, I'm going to get this?
Sometimes after you fall down once, it almost takes the pressure and all the nerves away, and now you turn it into a game, and that's literally like that. I don't know how I think I ended up falling 4 times.
You kind of came off the one time.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It was just one of those things where you just keep pushing. How many guys can I pass? How many guys can I pass? And now all of a sudden, there's the leader, and there's 2 laps to go. So, yeah, it was a shock to myself for sure. But I seem to, I don't know, I always seem to do well from that position. Falling down and then trying to push back towards the front.
Well, that's a huge thing in life. I mean, for people that are out there, is you fall down 7, get up 8. You got to keep getting up. If you don't, it's really hard. So I call you and I say, do you want to go pit bike racing? And surprisingly, you didn't say, what the hell are you talking about? You said, yeah, I'll give it a try.
It sounded exciting, and again, I'm always up for a challenge, and I know that's what this is going to be. And again, to get to ride with Ryan and Willie and all the other guys is just it's going to be cool. And I think the fans, hopefully they are into it, and I think they will. I think everything everybody's done on social media is going to bring them here, and I think they're going to see what you guys have put together, Rob, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
I hope the guys in the pits come down up over the wall. I think the fans will go bananas if those drivers will come up and hang out with them. I guess it's a little different. You guys at Supercross have to sit at your truck, sign autographs for a while. I mean, it's on the clock. You have to do it. These guys, they're pulled from television to TV to over here. They don't even have time to sit down and sign autographs at their hauler.
I think that's a lot, a lot of the fans don't understand that there's really not a lot of time. And I agree. I think there should be more time for the fans. I mean, racing a monster truck for 10 or 11 years, that was one big thing that we did. I mean, we would spend 4 and 5 hours with our fans signing. And I think that's the reason when you go to one of those stadiums and it's full with 65,000 people is because of how much time they were able to spend with the drivers.
That and those crazy trucks. They're doing like front flips and wheelies and what the hell? I mean,
the backflips had started, right before I left, and then now in 3 years, it's just leaps and bounds again. So it's again, younger generation coming in, and they probably played with one of those trucks on their table, and they're like, well, why can't I do that in a real truck? And then they go and try it, or they start on a video game, and then okay, let's try it in the real truck.
Hey, real quick in from social media, Brian Nichols says, I remember watching him rip his YZ80 at Loretta Lynn's and said, wow, this kid is going to be awesome.
That's been a while ago.
I
appreciate that.
Are you ever going to go back? Brownie's going back down there. Are you going to ever go back down there?
Go and watch and visit with my dealers while we're there. But no, I look at the risk for reward. If the reward's there, then I'm all in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know that just anymore, it seems, and Brownie alluded to it, the plus 25, 30, 40, those classes are really, really starting to get, everyone's coming back off the couch and going, what the heck, I can still move around a little bit, I might as well go race.
I'm sure it's very competitive. I keep up with it a little bit. I did a downhill mountain bike race a couple of weeks ago, first one I've ever been a part of, and there's a lot of 40 to 45, even 35 to 45-year-old guys that go really fast, even compared to the guys that do it for a living. So it's nice to see. It's nice to see that.
There's so much more technique and training and stuff that goes in. I mean, you guys train, but I'm sure it was ride your bicycle, jog a little bit, lift some weights, ride your motorcycle some more. Now they have, they're doing everything from, your food gets weighed to a certain gram. And I think that's what makes it not fun anymore, and that's why people kind of roll away a little bit.
Well, the bad thing is once one guy starts doing it, if you want to keep up, I was pretty hard-headed with it. There was a few of the riders that had trainers and had nutritionists right at the tail end of my career, and I was hard-headed. I wanted to do it all myself, and when you won, you knew that it was you, your mechanic, and all of the people that helped you get there.
So that's the way you did it?
Yep, that's the way I did it. I may have been more successful if I would have hired a trainer, but I never did.
Did it your way, and you got a good time and a heck of a career, and
a lot of fun.
Look, you find yourself here at Chicagoland racing pit bikes.
Right.
How much better can it get, right?
Exactly.
Well, holy cow! And just like we asked Mike, I mean, you have a pretty full schedule. So where can the world find Damon Bradshaw?
Pretty much all over the country.
Okay.
I visit probably I do 25 events a year, and I visit anywhere from 15 to more shops a weekend, and also get to ride with those guys later on in the year. So beginning of the year, Supercross, we're one of the primary sponsors of that with Fly Racing, and then the rest of the year is when I go and do ride days with our dealers.
Well, tell Brock Sellers you want to come to MotoZilly and check out the museum I keep inviting you to. We got
that's right.
We got a replica bike of yours downstairs, so you can come check it out.
I got to get there and check it out.
All right. Well, make sure we tell Jim over in the corner. He'll map it
Get
all
it
out for you.
penciled in,
Yeah,
right.
he'll scrub you in there. Holy
Right
cow,
on.
Chris! We're going fast, and we got more people to go.
I know there's a lot. Social media is doing pretty good, man. I want to send a shout out real quick to Milwaukee. Mike Johnson's watching from Milwaukee. Says the rain is just finishing up there, so we're getting weather reports all around the area. People are pulling for us to have a good weekend here.
Oh, it's going to be good whether it rains or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
We don't.
Hey, that
don't
was
discriminate.
something. That was something from when we were kids, man. That I used to love. When it would rain, like now we're at events and we're like, oh man, there's rain coming in. When it would rain when we were kids, my buddies used to call me up. Like the phone would start ringing. We were going mud riding. Everybody was excited to go mud riding. You know what I mean? Like it just fired up that it was going to be sloppy.
It's funny you say that. So the rotary dial green, olive green phone would light up. Hello, we're going riding.
Maybe if it does, we can get them to bring a dryer over to the track.
Nice. Or it's just 97 High Point all over again, and we just do it.
I hated the mud, but I did fairly well in it, but I hated it.
I don't think anybody. You got to clean up too much.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, you ready to move into the next chair?
Yeah, man.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Hey,
well,
thank you so much, dude.
let me bring the next guy in. I see him out there. He's kind of pouting a little bit, so we'll get him in here. Hey. All right. See, now he was summoned. So the next guy we'll bring in has actually been a ringleader on this whole thing with me. When I started, he told me, I'm an idiot, don't do it. And then he goes, all right, I'll come and do it. Then he told me, I want to come in there and I want to do the social media side of it. So as he comes in and we start doing it, He ends up talking himself into getting to drive the pace car. Then he gets to stand on the roof of this place and drive golf balls into the driving range garage
that
down
video.
there. Let's see, what else did he break while he was here? He threatened to rip the mirror off of the pace car. The president's like, oh, and he goes, is he serious? I go, I thought maybe he rubbed the wall.
Wish I could have.
Then we went on a tour through all of the news media and crazy people in this area, downtown Chicago. We went to where they filmed Bozo the Clown back in the day, and he raced like the weatherman in the parking lot on a mini bike. That's how this all got started.
He
Then
looped out too. when
he
we
did
started.
loop out, and now we're here, and you're here, Ryan Villapoto, and we've been talking about this thing for months. Now it's here. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, we're ready. It's it hasn't started raining yet.
I don't think it's gonna.
I think we're gonna dodge a big bullet because I guess it downpoured last night, and the dirt that we had for the mini bike track was already very saturated along with the grass where we're going to be riding. So as long as it holds off, I think we should be okay. And regardless, we're going to race anyway. So.
Yeah, we're a rain or shine
It's
kind
on.
of event.
It's on.
Okay, so for the people that don't know, you come way out of the Pacific Northwest as a little kid, moved down to California, start a mini cycle career, and then you meet the immovable force of Mike Alessi. Mike Alessi
All through amateurs,
has
yes.
1,100 amateur titles. How many did you have from Loretta Lynn's?
I won one my last year.
How many 6-foot trophies does he have?
I mean, he's got a lot.
How many 6-foot checks do you have?
I have a lot of those.
Okay. Would you rather have a 6-foot check or a 6-foot trophy?
I like the 6-foot check.
All right, I just wondered.
Other than the plastic trophies that you get at Loretta's
Oh, they're
or anywhere else.
wakeboards or stuff. Where is the best trophy you ever got? Was that thing that you won over in Europe? Where did you win? Like Thailand or something? It was like 9
No,
million
that one
different-
wasn't that cool. I mean, it was okay. I'm trying to think of the coolest trophy I have. Probably like I did call it Motocross of Nations for 80s, and they gave a pretty cool trophy for an 80 race. So that's a pretty cool one. That's up actually at my mom and dad's house, and obviously the winning the Supercross Championship, they do pretty cool trophies, but I have 4 of those, but they're all exactly the same. It'd be nice to have those changed up, Feld, if you could do that. Actually, I'm not racing anymore, so it doesn't matter to me. But I have 4 of those, but they're all the exact same trophy. So, but those are cool trophies. I don't know. I'd have to sit down and actually go through them and look.
We talk about trophies, but until just a short time ago, you were the first guy that when they had Monster Energy came in, like Monster does with NASCAR, they said, we're going to put up $1 million if you can win 3 races in one night. And you did that, and it took them a long time before somebody else did it again, and a lot of guys tried. And finally, it was Marvin that did it.
Ultimately, I won it the first year. They didn't think anybody was going to win it, obviously. And I won it the first year, and then they ended up changing it, right? So they ended up putting like a joker lane in and some other things that you had to also really think about while racing, which is thinking about something outside of the norm while you're racing is not something we do. So I think I ended up missing it once. Dunge missed it once. A few other people missed it, and then they ended up switching it to where they had the joker lane, but actually the joker lane was faster. Before it was always slower, and now it. I don't know what it was. This is last year what it was, but Marvin won it. So actually somebody else won it also besides me.
I see a lot of people are Eli Tomac. I see a lot of people are designing tracks now. Carmichael designs tracks, and so far you've designed the pit bike track up here. How's that going up there?
I don't know how it's going to go. We'll see how it is tomorrow. It still needs a little bit of work, that's for sure. We're working on it now. So like I said, we had piles of dirt out there on the track. Yeah, it's up there on the TV now. So with piles of dirt.
Look at you at media up there giving them directions.
Yeah, right. So I showed up and I was expecting to have like a where I could run the skiddy all in my hands, and I show up and it was the bucket was all operated by your feet. So I haven't ran one of those in years, and I was like, all right, I'm out. I can't do it. So
Thank God
don't have
Carson
time to learn
Brown's
it.
here.
Yeah,
Thank
Carson's
God
here,
he's
so Carson can run it, and Big Cheese over there, whatever is what do they call him? What's his nickname?
Who, Meaty?
Yeah,
Meathead.
Meathead can run it.
Well,
so.
hold on. Before we get let's ask Heather. So you get the call, similar to Damon Bradshaw. You're going to do it. Chris agrees to do it, probably without asking you. And then I come and say, you're going to spend the night at Meathead's house. So right there, I think you're going, you know what? This is nothing but a good idea. So
Well, first of all, let's remember I married Chris, the same guy that set my parking lot on fire for mini bike races.
Wait a minute.
And drove a tractor trailer
It
through
was-
my bar. I mean, so saying that
The
we're going to
race-
spend the night with Meathead, that doesn't faze me.
The race that we lit the parking lot on fire in Sturgis, it needed a hazard. It had to have a hazard. There was no jumps. There was nothing, you know?
we could have brought fire to this.
We could still do it.
We got
It's not
barbecue
too
guys
late.
out there.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
it's
met
not
Dr.
too late.
Barbecue.
Yeah,
And
just
that-
a little
see
bit
that?
of, just get a little 91 out there, and we'll just spread it all over the grass.
Whoosh.
That's how it happens.
How was your accommodations though at Meady's?
How could it not be amazing? It's a beautiful lakefront home. It's fantastic. Gracious hosts. I'm
Hey, but
very blessed.
the best shit, Rob, is hearing him tell stories of the stuff that he does to torment the lady across the lake.
Oh yeah.
That's the best part. That's the best part of it.
You definitely want to be his friend if you live in that neighborhood.
Any of the Hartwigs over there? That's
He's in Denny's neighborhood, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, no. They got a big dose last night. It wasn't even like the one we had. It was like a regular one.
Okay.
What else are you doing? I mean, you got twin kids that take up a lot of time, and then I heard today you're going to South Africa, and you're going. What else? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
that's a little vacation we're gonna do at the end of the year. But yeah, so I think after this, we have Loretta Lynn's I'll be doing, going in there for Yamaha. So basically, just do things here and there for Yamaha, some marketing stuff. They use me as call out the marketing tool. Great partnership that we did signed up together for last year, and so far it's been awesome. The company's been rad to work with. My boss has been awesome, and we have some things kind of set in place that we guidelines, I guess you call it, that we're gonna do. But I don't have to stick to those per se. Just if I want to replace it with something else, they're cool with it. So it's been a really good partnership with them.
You mean like when you take me on a trip to New Zealand and we go ride Tenere 700s?
That might be happening December, January. It
Oh,
sounds
okay.
like.
I got some free time on my calendar during that.
We're gonna go see BT.
Oh, Ben Townley.
Hey, I'm open.
The Taupo. Yeah, you'd like to go adventure bike riding on the
Right?
new Tenere.
Yeah, see Lord of the Rings or something over there.
All right, so you're maybe going there. You are going to South Africa. You're going Loretta Lynn's. You're doing Washugal 125 race.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Brownie's doing the Washugal 125.
Oh, is he gonna do it again? Okay,
he
good.
said he's coming after
Good.
you.
At least I know that we're going to be on equal equipment out there, and he's not riding that 140 that he rode last year. So, so it's going to be good. No, the 125 race I did at Hangtown. I did one at Paula Fox Raceway. Round 1 and round 2 of the nationals. So it's been just a lot of fun.
All right, do you want to know the truth?
What's the truth?
All right, so you know Johnny Ayers Jr., the 333?
Yeah.
He hasn't missed one of the 125 races. He started off with an 18th, then he got like a 17th, so we're keeping points. Then he knocked it out of the park with like a 6th and skyrocketed up, and then he backed it up with like a 19th. He's like 6 points behind you in the red plate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have a 25 and a 22. A lot of kids have a 20.
I was going to take the red plate off. I think it was kind of more of a joke.
You still have it right now. No one scored because most guys are doing 1. If you do Washugal and are able to win again, you could skyrocket up to almost 75 points. I mean, crazy numbers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the
You're
bike.
doing- wait,
the
well,
bike
you're
does look
doing it
better.
too, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
Carson's doing it, so it's
All right.
there's going to be some fast guys doing it, but the bike does look better with red on it. Red and
Well,
blue. Like I'm into it. I'm into the look. So we'll see. We'll see if I run or not. I do have black plates to put on it though.
That's if he has to score right now before Washugal, so he has Southwick. That's going to be a struggle to go to Southwick as a kid. Those kids up there are ridiculously fast.
Most of those kids that race Southwick are pretty fast.
And then after you leave there, they go to Redbud. That could be
Another struggle.
Is Nick
for
Way
him.
coming off the couch or anything for that?
I don't think so. AC's winning, so he's gonna put all of his time and effort into that. That and Vincent, his oldest kid.
Then we got Millville, and then up to Washugal. So there's a chance he may have edged you by that point.
It's
he
okay. Yeah, I
he
mean,
may
I
have the
guess.
red plate on the 333 by
Is he
that.
gonna put it on there?
He doesn't even wash his bike. He hasn't washed it since the first round.
Come on.
He
really?
thinks it looks better that way. He said that way no one expects anything.
Wow. Okay.
Clean.
I mean, yeah. I guess if he's into it,
All right. What else do you
I
have
gotta have
going on?
I gotta have a clean bike.
What do you have going on?
That's really it. Just super busy with my kids. They're 2.5, and they have. We're just around the corner from PW50s. I haven't put them on them just yet, just because I don't want to have to chase after them, and because they can't touch the ground on them. But they have those Stasics. They're electric push bikes. Essentially, they're a motorcycle, but just electric. and they ride them all through the neighborhood. So just started riding their
great.
pedal bike now too. So I pulled one of them out. I went and bought 2 brand new Specialized pedal bikes. Pulled them out of the car, and my one just took off on it right then. So he ripped out of there, and then my other kid he took I don't know 8 hours to figure it out. He couldn't make a full circle, and he would like step back on the brake, and then I was like, no, dude, you got to make a full circle. So finally he ended up getting it the next morning. So just busy with them, man. They're a full-time job.
Yeah, buddy.
I know that you have, you and I both lost our dads this year, and it's tough, but you got a little something you could do for them, and you're having an event, right?
Yeah, end of the summer. I get last week in August, for September there, that Memorial Weekend. We're going to do a Dan Villapoto Memorial race up at Grays Harbor ORV. So pretty cool. We're just going to have a band come in, and I don't care if there's 20 people there or 300. So, I'll be there hanging out, and I'll be racing a little bit. So it's actually like call it 21 and older, and not because of anything other than we built it around what my dad would, potentially go and race, where, he grew up I grew up going to the races and amateurs and big bikes and all through the ranks. So you're there from 7 a.m. till 5, 6 at night. It's a long day. So he would never go and race an amateur race like that. But the way we have it, we're going to do it like basically 21 and older. And that class is going to be, a pro class on down to say beginner, but call that the greenhorn class. And then, we'll have a certain amount we'll be able to start racing, say 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then we'll be done by 3 or 4. So, the older crowd, the older guys, the ones that are actually spending money in the sport for themselves, buying tires, buying motorcycles, they can come out, race, get a cool trophy, and not have to be out there from, morning till night.
Sounds like it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, so hopefully it's good. And like I said, it doesn't matter if there's 20 or 300, we're going to have a good time.
And it's Grays, what's it called?
Grays Harbor ORV.
Up in
Yeah, right, Olympia, Washington.
Olympia, right down the street from us.
Yep.
Me and Willie will be there. We're driving.
Let's do it.
Willie got a rental car and a girlfriend to come to this race, so things are going big. This is big time. This is big time in here.
It's working it out.
Oh yeah,
Little
you got
bikes, big
handling
life.
it. Coming in strong too. You should have seen when he got out of the car. He was
He got his pants rolled up.
Oh,
He's looking tight.
fresh
yeah.
new look. He's ready to go.
Right.
Like he went on a diet for this deal.
Oh,
it's the pit
Semix is
bikes.
down to like under 140 pounds.
Yeah, I'm 172, so I got a couple.
You're not 172.
Yeah, I am. I promise.
All right,
But you think I look bigger?
No, you're tiny.
Okay, good. I'm going for that look.
You're almost petite.
All right, good.
No, you're not. All right, are we ready for a new one?
I think so.
We are,
Are
man.
we ready?
Wait a
Chris?
minute, real quick, Ryan. Tell people where they can find you online. Your Instagram, Facebook, website,
Yeah,
all
so
that good stuff.
Instagram's just Ryan Villapoto, and same with my fan page of Facebook. So I don't use Facebook too often, and I think I haven't been on my Twitter in a while, but I think it's Ryan _ Villapoto 2, or it's Ryan Villapoto _ 2. It's one of those two. Check it out. But I typically use Instagram.
The awesome thing about Heather is, as the show goes on, she'll put links up for all you guys.
Okay, so
that
she's going to do
everybody-
the dirty
yeah.
work and find out which one it is,
Yep.
and
She's
she'll figure
awesome.
it out.
I'll take care of it.
She's awesome.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to bring my buddy Kyle Vance in now. Now, the name Vance for Chris. Now, when you hear the name Vance, what do you think of?
Racing, Vance and Hines, kicking ass.
Yeah, Vance
Yep.
and Hines kicking butt. Kyle Vance joining us in here, and he got the call pretty much right after the Pit Bike of Nations at Redbud when he said, hey, I'd like to do that the next time you do it. So we called him. He said, heck yeah, I'll do it. And you're part of the Vance and Hines thing. That's not just your last name, right?
Nope, Terry is my uncle.
Ah, so you got a lot of speed in your family. You've seen the gate drop. You're ready to pull a hole shot.
Of course, I have to.
Outstanding. You have to. He's already
There's
going
no
to be
choice.
watching you on TV. It's not like you can even hide on just the internet. You can be on NBC. He has to watch you go.
Yep.
Right.
So what have you been doing to get ready for this event?
A whole lot of nothing. I'm coming off the couch.
Nice.
So we'll see how
Nice.
it goes.
You want to stay on the couch. You want to get the muffins going.
Yep, nice and round in the center.
Good time. Hey, it works for me. They never say round. It's a shape. Trust me. It's a shape.
Well.
All right. So what's your expectations for the 5 motos you're going to have to do warfare with? Will you beat Taylor Kinney when he shows up?
I sure hope so.
All right.
If I can't do that, we got some issues.
You're going to be on Chicago Fire next year. You can be on their stunt double. And what do you think about RV? Are you going to take him down, maybe chop a front wheel, stick a spoke in it or something?
Oh yeah,
All right.
I'm going straight in the first corner, straight towards him.
You got to do one of those Loretta Lynn's things. I was standing down there. It was years ago. I can't remember who it was. And he was walking down the line. Hey guys, how you doing? You're a superstar just for being here. Now I want to give you a heads up. My brakes are not working. I'm having terrible trouble. They're not bled through. I don't know what it is. So if I hit you, it is not intentionally. I'm just telling you now. I'm like, that's brilliant. Just let them know your brakes are broke straight away.
So listen, we keep talking about Loretta Lynn's, and I got to do a shout out real quick. The Tennessee Motorcycles and Music Revival. There's actually another intersection between the two worlds of motorcycling. They've started over the last couple of years to put on an insane event on Loretta Lynn's ranch property for motorcycles and music, and like a bunch of the chopper kids get together. Bill Dodge does a whole thing where he brings in builders from all over the country, and everybody kind of sleeps in the grass. They throw a little circle track impromptu racing with bikes that should absolutely not be on the track, but they're on watching right now. Heather just put a link up for that, so go check them out. We're going to be there, me and Mark, as Flat Broke Chops and Rods, so we'll see you in Tennessee in just a couple short months.
That's Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, where you're going there, folks.
That's what's up.
When you pull in there, that's a pretty unique experience. Just kind of, you come up over the top of the hill and you look down, and I'm sure it'll be different for that than it will be for the motocross. The motocross is like an absolute, what do they call that when it goes completely crazy because everything's on a mini bike or a golf cart or a mule, and that's like the world's fully topsy. It's just nuts. You're thinking this is chaos, but it works.
It's kind of like with all the chopper kids in town, it's kind of chaos. But this is the thing about it. For a lot of us, like, we finally found a way back to Loretta Lynn's. We're old as hell and riding choppers, but we're back at the track, man. It's great.
Anytime you could go down there, if you guys haven't ever been, it's a beautiful ranch, and the river and all the area and stuff. It's completely cool
and really a great family. I mean, I can't say enough about, everybody on the property there, everybody that helps manage it, like all the stuff that they do. The outreach is incredible. The music, like during that whole weekend, there's impromptu things where people will just sit down with a guitar in the middle of a crowd and start playing. It's off the hook.
Music's cool.
Yeah.
All right. You have a day job too.
I do have a day job.
Well, share it, because people go, what's Terry Vance's nephew do during the day?
Well, I got wrangled into another family business, Victos. It's tactical gear and accessories, apparel, all the good stuff.
It's like the stuff you'd wear in like 3-gun, stuff like that.
3-gun competitions, you have concealed carry, undercover.
Cops like it, huh?
Cops do like it.
Because you can carry, no printing, none of that stuff when you're walking. They don't even know you're stacked up like that. Can you imagine Willie B just gunned up, walking in, no one knows what you're holding?
Riding dirty.
That'd be strong. What else? I think you guys do a little something, because I run into it all the time. I am out of space. I have no room to put anything. You guys have solved that for me, haven't you?
Yeah, we've kind of turned into the storage kings of Wisconsin, and now spreading to the whole U.S. So
do you have people that abandon their storage units and you go
happens all the time.
Does it? You guys ever find anything really cool in there, or you have to auction it off?
Auction it off.
That's it?
Yep.
That's cool.
What's the coolest thing? What's the coolest thing? Tell us a story about something that went, an auction that happened and somebody walked out of there with something they didn't expect.
I honestly don't have a story.
No?
I don't take part in that.
Dude, I watch those shows all the time, waiting to see what. And I'm like, man, I should go and like put a couple bucks and just do this, right? Try to score one of those storage units.
The problem is where we live. I mean, if it makes it to the storage unit, it's usually the guys in California do it because they've moved somewhere and they want to put their belongings. I want all the coolest stuff I have by me, and the junk I'll put over there. Actually, I'll just put it out the curb, but you can come get all my storage you want. Every Monday morning, come pick up all the storage I have.
Yeah, my luck is I score the storage unit that has like all the takeoff handlebars and turn signals. You know what I mean? So
Or the old cycle source.
350 pairs
The
of
whole
handlebars
collection.
with a left grip.
So you're expecting nice things for the weekend. You saw your autograph stock, right?
I did.
Everybody gets autograph stock for the weekend. Speedway here makes it so there'll be autograph sessions through the weekend. I know that you've been working. You're gonna be in Sturgis.
Gonna be in Sturgis.
Okay, so we can all hang out there again.
Yep. Best
You have a house out there, so you get to go
we
there
do.
a lot. Yeah.
Yep. We usually go, more towards the first week to ride when it's not crazy and all stacked up.
Yeah, you got to stick around to watch it get stacked up and crazy.
That's when you hop in the car though.
Yeah. Boy, that's good. It's crazy in here. So everyone went home from this place hours ago. We're like could ransack the whole NASCAR thing if we want. We could change the vault for NASCAR.
Hey, how about the fact though? I still every once in a while hear a car rip around the track.
It's supposed to be ARCA racing.
Yeah.
I think they might have finally. Did it rain? Did it ever come down? Let's get our AccuWeather girl and just check outside. Has it rained? Just because we have AccuWeather. And we have a whole studio audience here. We're stacked.
Yeah.
All right. So like we asked everybody, kind of what they've been up to and what the sponsorship thing is. Who's helped you kind of get here for this?
So Thor, Parts Unlimited. Big shout out to Hilton Beatty for getting me hooked up for this weekend.
He was hanging out here for a little bit. I think he must have wheelied. He'll be here tomorrow, though. So you want to see in action.
Oh, yeah, I already texted him.
All right, well,
He's
good.
on his way back.
Well, outstanding. Well, look, what number do we, the folks at home on NBC, when they want to keep an eye on you?
The big 2-2.
Oh, the double deuces there. All right. Kyle Vance is in the studio. He's getting ready to turn the seat over. Come on over, Willie B. He's been sitting. Now, did we get any rain, AccuGirl? Just windy.
windy.
Oh, this is
That's
good.
all we got.
Might have dried things out a little bit over there where we were because we were dealing with a little moisture. Okay, Chris, let me set the story on this one. When I started racing pit bikes, we were doing it, like everybody else in backyards, and then we went from there.
No, not like everybody else. I was there.
I know it's different, but it was similar. Then we started doing it at Nationals, and then when we were at Nationals, we had a chance to bump into Willie, who was riding some 250 and whatnot Nationals, but he was riding pit bikes. So over the course of the years, we've had a chance to, Willie and I, hang out and race and do all this stuff. And then pit bikes took a little bit of a downturn where no one was really spending a lot of time on it. So the thing comes back, and we get a chance to organize the Pit Bike Nations. We did some Nationals to get it kind of going again, but the Pit Bike Nations. So we get Ryan, we get Willie, and we get Carson Brown. We actually had Ivan Tedesco for a minute, and then something come up. So we called Carson, and he was super kind enough at a late call to do it. You guys come there and beat everybody's ass. Won. 3 motos, 3 deciding. It's not like, oh, well, somebody got a second, and that was okay because we still won. Won. Now you guys are going to race out here kind of for the first time. How's this going to go down, Willie? How's this going to go down?
I don't
You
really
brought
know,
your
man.
girl with
Yeah.
you and stuff. She's going to see, how's this
First
going
off,
down?
I just want to say that race we did was unbelievable. Like, that was the most crazy experience I've ever had racing a motorcycle. The race was just the crowd, the fans, the track conditions. The fact that we killed it was even better.
It was. We
were still talking about it, like we would call each other like weeks, and maybe the week after, then the week after that, like, dude.
It really was, because you try to put something together, and then obviously you try to do an event where, well, everybody in America is going to appreciate it. But what we did was we were able to get the Italian team, and we had a South African team, and a Netherlands team, and a Belgian team, and a Canadian team, and a Great Britain team, and it was legit. People were putting full-on efforts into this thing, and as a country. Now, unfortunately, the big bike team,
pretty badass. So.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing, the big bike team got destroyed that weekend. But for you guys, you set the tone for the whole weekend.
We did.
I know. Now we're back here at NASCAR, big crowd. I mean,
yeah, I'm excited. Track, it's a little wet right now, but hopefully, that's going to change. I'm just super excited to be out there. That Yamaha's cool, and it's going to be a fun time. It's more backyard affiliated, so just
You're a little bit on the same page as Kyle. What do you do?
Well, I tried to. I raced a motorcycle for 30 years without having a real job. Now a good friend of mine, we're actually partners. We do windows and doors.
So if somebody wants you to do a window and a door, boom, knock it out.
Boom, yeah. We knock them out too. We gotta have a couple box fans, everything you need. Just total workshop on wheels. We come in,
You're like an almost craftsman or something.
Yeah,
Jeez.
totally. He's, I'm more of a people person, so I'm like, I'm smoothing over the customer, like, hey, I'm eating their food and drinking their coffee, and
you're the foreman.
Yeah. So
you're like a teamster right now. Nice job.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes, we come in and
handle business.
Yep, exactly. We're always getting good reviews, so that's nice.
If you're doing good work, people are going to appreciate it, and they're definitely going to ask you to come back. I know we have constant struggles at our house with needing little things, and you call the guy.
Yeah.
I learned a lesson. If you want something done, do not have a buddy of yours do it, because he'll treat it like I'm super busy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I want to pay you double retail, just get it done,
Yeah, no, I know. People, no. I didn't got time for that.
You're a busy man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, now I know what, like, working for the weekend means. Like, I'm like, dude, my weekend, I don't think I got time for that.
Are you feeling good about this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, everybody back in the Ohio area going to have you tuned in to NBC?
Oh yeah, dude. Everyone, they're super pumped. I told them we were going to be on the TV, and they're going to be watching, and should be a good time.
What do you think? Are you going to go head to head with Taylor Kinney out there, battle him down, Chicago Fire?
Yeah,
he's legit.
I got to see a picture of him first. I don't know him. We have to size each other up. I don't know. Whatever we do.
I think it's going to be good. Heather, what do we got? Anything that we should tell this young man before he gets ready to go into battle?
Let me get caught up here. Sorry.
It's okay.
Too many people are talking tonight.
They're listening because we're so enthralling to the V-twin crowd, bringing them a pit bike action from a Chicagoland. I mean, we are doing everything to the chopper world that they're like, we're talking at it from a car place about bikes that have 3.5 horsepower.
No, wait a minute.
With the greatest riders in the world. This is epic.
In all fairness, we are one of the very few chopper-centric vintage motorcycle magazines out there that actually does a monthly column centered on flat track racing.
No, you guys, you guys with Tyler and them guys. You guys are always,
and it's actually one of the most well-received columns that we've added in the past year. So, we make sure we cover the gamut. So you can't just say that we're just chopper guys.
No, I know. Oh, trust me, I know that. You guys...
Hey, and I'm just here so maybe I can get into Supercross next year.
You never
just
know.
saying.
Actually, I know for a fact that you guys will have some golden tickets to get onto the Daytona Supercross because you're hooked up.
Oh, dude.
That's what I'm here for.
But we were talking about this before the show. Like, how does all this fit together? It all fits together because motorcycles are that cool. Like I grew up with woods guys, was into every kind of motorcycle racing that there was. I come out of the District 5 props, right? So, like, you rode motorcycles. That was it. When I was a kid, you rode motorcycles, or you were the kid in the neighborhood everyone beat up.
District 5 was fast.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, he lived by the low jacks. Oh, yeah. So, Bucky and them were out there boxing every day,
Oh, yeah. And they rode motorcycles when men rode. I mean, you had to drink whiskey and smoke a cigar, and that was at 12 years old.
That's just to go.
Yeah. Just to get in the car.
Twin shocks, like.
Air-cooled.
Yep.
Anything that has a compression release built into the handlebar, there's going to be nothing but a good time out in the woods.
Right on.
All right, so give us your final thoughts. The parting shots from Willie B.
Man, final shots. I just think this event's going to be great. There's, I'm racing individuals that I looked up to. Bradshaw at different times in my racing career. Mike Brown, love that guy.
Dude, how cool was that?
Oh,
how
yeah,
cool
Mike Brown's insane. Can't say enough. I actually get I'm a little bit shy. I'm like, oh, hey, Mike.
Right on. And the first thing he says when he gets here is, I'm a little nervous. I was like, are you kidding me right now?
He's so, yeah, man. I've actually taken some Gary Simic schools real long time ago, but that happened when I was, it might have been 60 class. So, yeah, Carson Brown just coming up. Everyone's seen his videos, so sick. It's going to be a great time, so, yeah. Hopefully everyone likes it.
Well, I hope you enjoy yourself. I know that, you're always a guy that likes to have a good time. You always put on a good show. And you got some new sponsors for the thing. I hear that you got hooked up like a tow
Alpine
truck.
Star. Yeah, I'm dialed in. It's been a while. I haven't, I still ride frequently, but just around the house. Just, woods riding. I'll do any type of riding, so I'm kind of out of the loop. The jerseys with your name on them aren't coming in like they used to. So yeah, man, I got hooked up. I got some Thor stuff, new Alpine Star helmet. Kuzo hooked me up with 100%. So we're dialed for the weekend. Feeling fresh, looking good. So that's like 99% of the battle.
Well, best of luck to you this weekend, and
yes, sir.
Have some fun.
Thank you.
All right, tell your girlfriend we said hi.
Hey.
You give her a shout out on here. It's like TV, No?
Turn the camera around.
Oh, jeez.
There you go.
Oh, you. All right, let's go on.
All right, man. Hey, real quick, I want to remind you guys again, we're coming to you live from the Chicagoland Speedway, from the Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio, every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shop Talk, generally 120 minutes of news, information, some interviews with people throughout the industry. Never know what you're going to get. Recently, we've been doing a lot of these live shows, and when we had the chance to team up with Rob Bidos and get all these guys like we were just talking about, some real heavy hitters in the room. So thanks to Russ Brown for bringing us out here and everyone from Chicagoland Speedway.
We're actually getting through the room, too.
Right?
I mean, we're getting.
That's you. You're running this like
I
a
don't
boss.
know. I'm not running nothing. I'm just
You're
sitting
running
here.
this like a boss.
You let me do stuff. You got to quit doing that, because then I'm gonna, that's not good. All right. So we were talking about the core group of people. Now imagine this, and I've known this for a long time. So Ohio, the Ohio Valley over there, Mahoning, Trumbull County, Columbiana County, a lot of really super fast guys came out of that in the 70s. But there's only one guy. Actually, let me back up. There's actually two guys, but there's only one guy from Ohio. There's only two guys in the whole world, though, that have ever won a Supercross title on a 500cc two-stroke machine. They used to have a class.
Yeah.
My friend Gary Semix, who's sitting right here, and another friend of ours, Steve Stackable, right?
Right.
That's the only two. That's it. A lot of guys. I mean, Lackey. We're talking Howard.
Yeah,
Taylor.
yeah.
500cc Supercross. Imagine that. Now 450 is kind of docile compared to a lethal 500 two-stroke, and these guys were riding Supercrosses on them. You've been a motocross instructor. You took Jeremy McGrath. I'd have to say to almost 72 of the 72 Supercross wins, you were a part of his program. You've taken guys like Brandon Justman and helped them get their dreams. And you've helped little kids just trying to ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
You've done that your whole life.
Yeah, pretty much. When I finished racing as a professional, first thing I did was start doing motocross schools, because that's all I knew.
And that was kind of back when
racing.
there wasn't a lot of them,
Right.
There wasn't 50 motocross academies.
That
you
would have
could go
been
to.
in 1985.
Yep.
So
Right
yeah,
on.
I just started doing that, and it just kept growing, and got to train McGrath. Met him when he was 16. He was an amateur. Started working with him and just kept working with him, and then he turned out to be the winningest Supercross rider of all time. So it was good. That was really cool.
Then, I think it's pretty remarkable. Now imagine this, folks. So whether you're a gym trainer guy or something, and your trainer's telling you something. So he's had this motocross principles for a number of years, and just like anything in the world, whether it's your cell phone or your television, things evolve. So he decides he wants to give the big litmus test to his program. So what's he do? He trains himself to go back down the Loretta Lynn's and compete. That week that I was there was only one. In Loretta Lynn's, when you race it, you have to race 3 classes,
Yeah.
not just 2. That week when I was there was only one guy that won all 3 of his motos. Gary Semix. That was pretty good.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
I would think that the program would be working at that point when you go down training
Right.
yourself and win all 3 motos.
Yeah, it was 50 master's class, but I was the oldest guy in the class at 58 years old. So
You're actually
first time I
the
raced
oldest
there.
guy in this class too.
Yeah,
and
for
the
sure.
lightest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell
for sure.
everybody, because this is, like we were talking about earlier, I don't think the same thing that was old in the 70s is old today. The people are different, the way people do things, and you're one of those very unique people. How old are you?
65. Just turned 65 last month.
Right on.
Can you imagine being 65 years old, going to go out and race probably a combined total of 20 or 30 national championships? You have some yourself, and you're a little bit older than the youngest guy by 45 years. That's pretty, you're 20, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
This is nothing but a good time, I'm telling you right now.
But you know what? That's there's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about there, right? I mean, first of all, the engineering of motorcycles, how far that's come, and how the difference between riding things that were virtually hardtails that just beat you into the ground, and and then the poetry of guys like this, like when somebody really puts that all together and can really ride. And I mean, that's the stuff that you're teaching people, the poetry of being an accomplished rider, and like what you can achieve with that. I mean, that's something that's never going to leave your soul, and doing it right, it's something that you're going to be able to do that for that long.
Yeah, I mean, I loved motocross when I first discovered it, and I discovered it when it first came to America way back in '68, when Europeans started coming over here and showing us what it was all about. And I just got hooked on it and loved it ever since, and raced as long as I could, and never did really stop racing.
Yeah.
But until recently, I mean, come on, it's 60, there's not even a class for you anymore. So, but I still ride, and I love riding. It's my
You just got a
favorite
new
thing
bike,
to do.
right?
Just got a new Husqvarna. Yeah, I love it. And just having a good time riding, and being as smooth as I can, and teaching technique. That's my specialty, is teaching kids how to ride, no matter what skill level they are. you can learn so much and ride better and safer.
I was explaining this the last time we were actually here at Chicagoland. There were some little kids that were coming around, and they were quizzing up Ryan on different things. And, you know, it doesn't, if you're Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player supposedly of all times, the guy shot hundreds of free throws every day, working exactly on perfecting the technique of shooting.
The basics.
Just, I mean, you have the greatest, not working on crossover, not working on the tomahawk reverse double, working on shooting free throws, because he knew if he did that, his team was going to win. And these guys that race motocross, I don't think you see Jason Anderson, you don't see these guys practicing scrubbing and this and that. They practice riding the motorcycle properly in every condition. And if you do that, your chances of success go up quite a bit.
Yeah, there's so much technique that goes into motocross. I identified 55 absolute techniques of motocross. I have a motocross practice manual about that. But to perfect each technique, when you're starting out, takes so much time. But if you know what they are and you know how to practice each one separately correctly, you really speed up the learning curve. And if you don't learn that early on, you develop bad habits, which some guys can never break.
Well, that's where you come in, and you can help them at least adjust it and make, make the right choices. That's what it is when you're riding a bike. You have a choice. Do you put your arms here? Do you put them here? And if you make the right choice time after time, it's going to pay dividends. He's also the guy that a lot of time when I'm announcing motocross nationals, and it's really, really, really hot out, like it was down in Florida just a short time ago, and everyone comes up to the booth and everybody likes to be real speculative on what they think and put their opinions into it, and on and on. And I kind of always refer back to what you say, is like all of these guys for a couple laps are fast, and then the 15, 20-minute mark comes in, and now it's not nearly as fun as it was at 5 when the crowd was cheering you on. Now we're 25 minutes in.
Now you're suffering.
You've got your pants full of sand, your shirt, it's hot, you can't breathe, you got boogers all over yourself, and now you are suffering. Yeah. And it's whoever gets the most comfortable suffering is the person that usually comes out on top.
Yeah, you get used to that. In your practice, you prepare for it. People that don't ride motocross, they can't imagine how physically demanding it is. Your heart rate will be just below your lactic threshold. That's right below max heart rate for the entire race.
And they've done studies, the government, this was the coolest thing I heard. The government was looking, because they were looking for Navy SEALs, and they said we should go after motocross racers because they actually have the ability to understand what type of conditions you're going to have to deal with, and and the conditioning and the cardio and everything that goes into it. They thought that motocross people would be the perfect people to train to be a Navy SEAL.
I can believe that. It's unbelievably hard. You have to love it so much, or you won't be able to put up with that pain if you want to be competitive.
Well, having fun's one thing, but winning championships, and now at 65 years young, winning the pit bike Chicagoland NASCAR championship on NBC TV.
I don't know, man. I don't know if losing 10 pounds is going to do it.
So I have a copy of your book up. 55 absolute techniques of motocross. You can go to, I believe this is Amazon that I have this up from. You can go and check that out.
You have other stuff too.
Yeah, I have like 29 DVD titles. I have a streaming platform that's you get on there by subscription. And at do motocross school, I have 9 different franchise instructors, or actually, they're certified instructors now, and they teach in 6 different countries. So I'm spreading the love, of motocross, how to do it safe, and how to do it better, man, and have more fun at it.
That's the way to do it. So, big race over the next few days. And then if people want to, especially now with summertime, what a great time to buy the DVDs. You can do them in the morning and then go out and ride that afternoon and apply exactly what you were trying to tell them to work on.
Oh, yeah. They really break down all the techniques and how to practice them separately. The streaming subscription and downloading is the way to go now, because you can play it on any mobile device with a free app and even your smart TV.
Sounds like you got a lot going on. Best of luck to you this weekend.
All right, man. I'm going to go out there and show these young boys how it's done.
The whole shot.
Old school.
Oh, that's going to be great. All right, my friend. I made him wait for the last because he's the youngest one of the whole bunch right here. So we're going to get in the third member of the undefeated Team USA Motocross of Nations team, probably one of the YouTube sensations, if you will. If Heather, you got any Carson Brown videos or anything that, because there's about 1 trillion of them out there, and you guys are kind of pit bike royalty with the BBR empire that you created a few years ago. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Shake my hand.
Oh, there you go.
Don't leave me hanging
Yeah.
like Cian Cirillo did on the podium with the fist pump. I can't have that anymore. I'm scarred now. How you been?
Man, I've been awesome. Just loving it, and came down here to race some pit bikes, and I'm super excited.
You ride the trickiest pit bikes in the world. I put you on one with the pipe, handlebars, and knobbies. That's all I ever give you, huh?
Hey, it takes just the basics to have the most fun on them, you know, and it might rain a little bit, you know, that's never a bad thing. I mean, I wouldn't complain if it's like a freaking pit bike GNCC out there, you know, it keeps it fun. I love it.
Yeah, you haven't cleaned the bikes, obviously, in a while. That's not fun at all. All right.
Okay, so wait, hang on for a second.
All right.
You asked for some video.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I found. So Carson Brown best of, is this your stuff on YouTube?
I don't know.
Here, let's check it out.
We're
real
gonna
quick.
find out.
Let's see. Where's my stuff?
That's not him. That's me. What are you guys doing?
That's you.
Why you poach my video?
See, you gotta have the vintage
That's
bikes.
like a
the new bikes.
1979 Elsinore.
Oh, yeah.
78.
Dude, and just flat out. Pit bike.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm not racing that. I'm not racing that kind of pit bike. That ain't happening.
That's insane. So,
Right on.
the world, especially the guys and gals in your demographics, feel that there is no stopping you tomorrow, or Saturday or Sunday. So, any pressure in that?
You know, I came out here to have some fun and battle with some cool names. You know, there's a lot of guys in here that I really look up to, and I'm looking forward to having a blast.
So if we put the Pit Bike and Nations together again, and you happen, so whoever wins, is that who's going to be the captain next time we do this?
Hey, whatever works.
Is that what we're doing? Is that how we're going to do it? But you guys are definitely representing. If we get a chance to do this again in Aston, and we all get to go, you're the team, you know. But we have to have a captain. Now, the last time, Slim Shady in there, who's not in this room, that's why we call him Slim Shady, he assumed all the responsibilities, you know. Now, you and Willie have a chance to, you know, claim the captain's seat if you want.
Yeah, we gotta push him off.
We got to move him around, move him around. He says his new thing is he's the greatest retired human being in the world. That's what he wants to be. That's his
exactly
goal.
what I want to
You're
be.
nowhere near retired, so you know you have a lot to do. What else are you doing? I know you're a little bit banged up, but you're healthy enough to do this. But you're not back racing professionally yet.
Yeah, you know, probably the next big race I'll do is I'll do the 125 race during the Washougal National. Ryan's gonna be there. Mike Brown's gonna be there.
I
We
hear
should
Ben-
get Willie to be there.
I hear Ben Townley's flying over to it because he wants part of Slim Shady in there
Hey,
as well.
you're there anyway.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'm
so you
there.
should race. I don't
Oh,
know why
absolutely.
not. Like,
I'm-
no
I'm
excuse.
racing.
Come on.
I'm in there.
You gotta race.
Are
There
you
go.
flying out to do it?
No, I'm thinking if I do one, I'd like to do Millville.
Washougal.
Yeah.
You got to come with the chocolate cakes on top of ice. You come in with
Yeah, no kidding. The skates, the sun skates. Willie, we'll get you out there. All right, Yamaha. Yeah. Let's do it.
So what?
All right.
What's a day like for a guy? I mean, I've been to your house. It's a fabulous house for motorcycles, but not a lot of neighbors or nothing. So what's a day like for you?
You know, just pit bikes and big bikes and a lot of training, and we love dirt bikes. It's our heart and soul. So it's dirt bikes basically 24/7. I know nothing else.
Well, that's a pretty good thing. And you're 20 years old. So what do you think? Is it? You have. I'm crazy. I see a lot of the European guys, like you take Antonio Caroli, he's in his mid-30s. Chad Reed, almost 40. Are you a guy that you think will do this like Mike Brown to your 46, 47, 48 and on? Because he's not slowing down, trust me.
Yeah. You know, I'd be honored to be anything like Mike Brown. If I can do it that long and still have a blast at it like he's doing, and you know, that dude he's a bad mother. You know, he's
machine.
unreal.
I hear you guys had some bad luck with BBR, but some good luck. You guys had a fire out there, but you're back.
Yeah, they're back and better than ever, and the pit bike industry is coming back at a roar, so it's gonna be sick.
The last time I talked to your dad, and if you got, and I know Chris has been around pit bikes a lot of times, but you know, the stuff that you guys built, it wasn't a pit bike. It was like jewelry that had some plastic shrouds on it and stuff like that. It was, if your dad and your uncles and whatnot would labor for hours in the CNC to get these things right, and then you'd go out and break them, and then make them better. And finally, when you couldn't break them, then it was ready to sell to everybody.
Yeah, you know, we had a full circle of testing and making the stuff and beefing it back up and then testing some more. So it's a pretty cool deal.
Well, that's so cool that BBR's back and that you guys are back stronger than ever. And I'm really appreciative that you guys made the trip out here. I think the chance that we can put in guys like Semix who are older and crafty, guys like you who are wild and crazy, guys like Willie who just like to have a good time and come out and ride hard, and guys like Ryan. He's got 3 bottles of Tito's at the house. He doesn't have a prayer this week.
That's a train
Not
wreck.
a chance.
That's
okay?
a train wreck waiting to happen.
You guys are sabotaging it for us.
Oh, no, don't worry. We're going to get him all gunned up tonight when we get home. He hasn't had anything to eat. We'll just start dumping the Tito's into a glass. He'll be ready.
Oh, there you go.
Plus, what's that saying? I'll take old age and treachery over youth and exuberance. Huh? That's what's up.
That's it. Any people that you want to give a shout out to?
You know, obviously BBR and then JMC Motorsports for keeping me going on the bikes and everything. Those guys have been super cool this year for Supercross and all that. And just want to thank you for having us out. And I'm real looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime. You, Willie, and the rest of the guys.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it's, anytime I get you guys together, I just know the fans are going to walk away. I don't care if it's hailing tomorrow. People are going to walk away like, did you see them dudes ride those little
the more chaos, the better.
I know you like it. I know you thrive in this environment. I actually want to have you out sometime when it's nice out, when we can just, not pressure wash pit bikes. When you got to go to the pressure wash and dump $5 per pit bike into the pressure wash, you've done some damage to them. Did you ever see the Pit Bike of Nations video, Heather? Pit Bike of Nations.
All right, I'm going to pull it up and post it in our links right now. Pit Bikes of Nations.
Yeah, just look at it real quick. It'll hurt your heart a little bit.
Wait.
My friend Jim Accazelli and his crew had to wash these things for like a month. They actually put one in the basement that was so dirty, he's like, just take it back out and clean it. We can't even keep it for posterity like that.
Wait, here's a video I found.
Oh, this is the golfing stuff.
I can't believe you guys.
I want to ride on the Speedway.
All you had to do was fly out for that day.
All right.
Did you get that yet? The Pit Bike of Nations?
But 2018 Red
Oh
Bull?
yeah.
right,
There's only been one.
I'm going to post it in the links right now.
There's truly been like 78 Motocross of Nations, but there's only been one Pit Bike of Nations. And the Rob Bitus Cup was won by Team America. We might even retire it at that point, and Peter Chamberlain could have the cup for everyone else.
Wait a minute, Heather keeps flying stuff into me. What is this?
That was after Pit Bike of Nations. That was actually the New Zealand bike.
Oh
That was the one that
God,
lived in
dude.
Jim's basement for I think he broke out in hives. That thing was so dirty.
I'm not doing
God.
that. That's not me.
Oh, it's good times.
That wasn't you. Who's sending me that? Oh, okay. I'm like, wow.
I'm not that good.
I really thought you were. I was like, wow, she's killing it. Right on.
Yeah, the video for that was ridiculous.
So the video for that is in the links.
Okay.
Let me see if I can fly that one into you. Hold on.
Yeah, do that for me. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you guys there's a lot of people pulling for us, getting ready for Sturgis, and we're going to take 2 seconds here, do some work for the show, and give you a little insight on what's coming up for South Dakota.
Are you ready for the best 9 nights of your life? Broadwood represents Keith Urban, Toby Keith, Disturbed, Snoop Dogg, Godsmack, Sticks, Full Beat, George Thorogood, D. Snyder, Fury, The Dead Man, Collective Soul, Evil, Zach Sabbath, Skid Row, and more. plus 9 days of extreme racing action. And second to the audience, get passes now. The Sturgis Buffalo Chip, presented by Geico Motorcycle Insurance. It's the best party anywhere.
Hey, welcome to the Dennis Kirk YouTube channel. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. We post content every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Look, I know it's a lot, but if you'd like to stay up to date with all the latest gear, parts, and accessories, simply click on the bell notification button. This is located on the lower right-hand side of your screen. This will ensure that you never miss a video. Dennis Kirk carries over 160,000 items in product. And that number continues to grow by the second. 18 UTV parts? Better believe it, bud. Motorcycle accessories. Yep. Dirt bike apparel? Yeah. Look, consider subscribe. Hit that like button if you'd like. Smash it if that's something you're into. And remember, Dennis Kirk would like to personally thank each and every one of you for becoming a part of the Dennis Kirk team. We'll see you guys out there.
Thanks to the guys from Dennis Kirk and Buffalo Chip. We'll see you all in South Dakota shortly. Remember, Shop Talk couldn't happen every week without you guys, so do the share thing. Make sure you get the notifications turned on so when we go live, you come on live with us and throw your comments up, man. Be part of the show. Back to you, Rob.
Well, I don't know about back to me. Carson's over here. He's the guy that's sitting in the hot seat. We got through all of the racers that are here.
Right.
We didn't have Taylor Kinney. We didn't have Dan Fitch and Jeff Stanton. The 6-time national and supercross champ wasn't here till tomorrow. He shows up, but I think we did pretty good. We got through most of the guys. We got some information. We know what they're up to. I know you fans up there are going to check out some of these guys. Some of them have some amazing, Instagram accounts and Facebook pages. Just go see what they're all about. And if you're ever at any of the events and we have something like this, come out and check it out.
Yeah,
that's where it's a good time.
Yeah,
and go to Meaty's house if you can, right?
This is a time, man. We keep this is a recurring theme that we keep talking about. We gotta bring the fun back to motorcycle events, and I mean, this weekend we're off the side of a NASCAR event and taking over part of the track here, but it really, at the end of the day, this thing is about having fun. So that's what you got to do. And
so based on what Rob said, maybe we should fill our Sprinter with anybody that wants to go to Meaty's house, and we'll just bring the party there when it's all over.
Dude, I'm not even down for that. They said there's a block party happening on Saturday night that's like legendary in this area.
I have bail money.
The entire block is getting ready to party at Meaty's.
Yeah. I have bail money. It's all good. You only live once.
Right,
you got to enjoy it while you can. Plus, Rob's cooking.
That's right. You are on the grill, right?
What's that?
You're on the grill this weekend.
We got Myron Mixon on the grill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's another thing. What, 44 barbecuers here this weekend doing like some huge barbecue championship here?
Yeah, Myron Mixon, and there's 47 barbecues. They're going for it. They got wakeboard stuff, pit bike racing, of course, and
a carnival.
A carnival. That's pretty cool. I mean, Ferris, if your kids are out there, and I think to get to the carnival's free.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not inside the stadium,
Ooh.
So bring the kids out.
So, hey, I did, Heather did manage to shoot over that motocross and pit bikes at the Motocross and Nations video.
Oh, we got to see it on the big screen. I've never seen it on a screen that big. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it either.
What's this? Pit Bike and Nations 2018 Redbud. No.
Yeah, that's the...
No.
It was dark when we
I
did it.
asked first.
None of the videos have looked...
That's not it?
That's the one right there.
Okay.
That's gonna be more in. I think that's just some good videos.
So here I am. I never did a remix. To do this is a prefix. Cause see, I never licked it. Now you leeching from the beaches. Your review just keep it. Cause I will never keep it. The time I put my peeping, geeking like a brother cheaping. Season talks and I'll be sheeping. Morning, noon, to the evening. Even maybe while you dreaming. I'll be showing lights and creasing. Busting function for no reason. I'll be sweating, I don't even. I'll be speaking, never reason. Flick
That guy was from France right there. That was them on the podium. There's a different video, but there's kind of the crowd on the track that we completely lost control and had a riot. My crowd thinking, I talked Jim Accazelli into doing this, and we're not even going to get it off the floor. It's not going to happen. That guy there was from Great Britain. He dressed up like Ginger Spice all weekend long. I'm telling you, I don't know why he did what he did. That was a different individual.
You remember that guy?
Well, they not only, okay, so folks, these guys take chainsaws and they take the blade off and they dead rev them. And that's kind of cool. If you were standing about 1,000,000 miles away, the people around you hate it, but you're actually standing there with the exhaust ripping your eardrums out, and you do it for hours. I don't know how you think that's a good idea.
Rob, then when they would pour a beer in the exhaust and then spin it around so it wouldn't quit.
Jesus.
And then it'd blow the beer back out, and it was crazy.
This is what I'm telling you. People need something to do to have fun. They're making up their own games, and the shit isn't great.
No, it's not. That's chainsaw massacre. That's a bad thing. That's Carson Brown right there.
They were having chainsaw rev wars.
Again, never a good idea. Learn as a young person, chainsaw is not a toy. Or should be brought to any motorsport event. Because it is not a cool sound. There's nothing cool about it.
No, I hated the song it was in.
I actually feel semi-accomplished because we were able to get through all these guys in here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was a great show, man. And I mean, like, everything, the history of it, the fact that everybody, like these guys coming together to do this thing, this is not because there's going to be NBC. It's not because there's going to be a great big prize or a purse or trophy. This is just about fun with motorcycles.
This is fun with motorcycles. This is what it is. It's as true as it can ever be. I really appreciate you guys taking the time, you and Heather both. I mean, folks, they came out. Chris and I have been friends forever, like we've said every time we've ever hung out. But Chris is one of those people that has this ability that if you say something, he doesn't forget what you asked him, and he follows through and he delivers on it. And that's just super rare in this day and age that somebody would deliver upon just a casual conversation. So thanks to you both. And for that, I let you guys stay at Meaty's house. So, nothing but the best for my friends. Nothing but the best.
It's been a blast, man. And that was, I had to be here for this, honestly, because when you talked earlier about where the pit bike thing started, those backyards outside of Youngstown, Ohio, and Sharon, Pennsylvania, and the crazy, crazy stuff that went on, dude. Oh, my God.
Well, and I think it also tugs at your heartstrings a little bit because you did a whole race magazine before you went national with Cycle Source. You did Trackside Report. And that was a big part of what cultivated your love of motorcycles. You never forgot that.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate all your help and all your folks being out there. I hope that we didn't take up too much of your time with stuff that maybe you care a little bit about, but maybe as you go, you might go, you know what, let me give that a try.
Hey, look, I'm going to tell you about the guy that's happiest to be at this track this weekend right here. I'm going to show you. Ed getting down. Check him out, man. Ed, the truck driver, putting the polish to the Parts Unlimited truck. Right?
Mr. Rocky thing right there.
What did he tell you? He'd been driving for how long and finally got to NASCAR?
Oh, ecstatic.
I guess real quick, my goal for this weekend though is to share these pit bike races with the younger generation, with my grandson and their kids, and just hopefully to inspire a few more to get out there, or a few more parents to get their kids out there.
When there may actually be, if things work out, we may actually work on something cool for next year, that we have some adult entertainment, not like adult, but for the big bikes, for people coming out with choppers and stuff. We might have a whole section. If you want to tease them up a
little bit, when you and I got here, the folks from NASCAR went absolutely bananas when they thought you might be able to bring some V-twin, as they like to refer to them, to the environment here. And I mean, they were dead serious. They weren't kidding. They want to know how we could partner up with Cycle Source to make it happen.
And I was like, cool. So they may give us a whole part of the property here to throw a big old party for motorcycle people. So all my people here in the Midwest, man, keep watching the social media and the magazine. And if we're going to throw a party at the track, you are all invited.
That's the way you always do it. It's not a party unless everyone's invited.
All right, man. Well, listen, one more time. I'm Chris with Cycle Source Magazine. Thank you for listening to Shop Talk every week from the Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorney Studio. Thursdays, 9 p.m. You can tune in, be part of the show. Next week, we'll be back on track with the regular 120 minutes of news and all the bullshit we can fit. I want to thank Rob for coming in and filling in for Ken, who's out this week. Also, thank the people here at Chicagoland Speedway. Definitely Denny Hartwig, Meaty that we're staying at his house, everybody that was on the show tonight, and thanks for having us here to be part of this inaugural event at Chicago.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Be safe.
Until next week, be nice to each other. We'll be back Thursday, 9 p.m. Same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
See ya.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Okay.